laughing. Well, I was laughing, but we're going to get right into this. Let me turn this camera on for you guys because I know you want to see my lovely face. I know that's why you came, because we're here for that. Anyway, so anywho, you guys, I am, I apologize. I really don't want to be laughing, but like I said, I just got off the phone speaking with a very good friend of mine. So I'm laughing, I'm cracking up. So we're going to get into this, but before we get into it, let's talk about some other things. I know that the election is over, and some of you are probably glad that it's over because it's caused you a lot of stress and it's caused, a lot of anxiety. So it's time for us to push forward and move forward. It's time for you to be clear, moving ahead, because life is still happening for you and you want that to happen. And you want to be excited about not only, this year ending, but the beginning of a new year. And I think that's important for you to focus on and think about now, because that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm thinking about. So you guys, I got this, what do you call it? I got this email, and the email was more like a letter. Let's just say it was more like this long letter. And I mean, it's very long. I probably won't read it tonight, but the gist of this letter was, why don't now I can only be me. I can't be anybody else, period. Why don't I wear something sexy and seductive? That was the gist of it. Dr. YaYa, why don't you wear something sexy and seductive? And I'm like, have we ever met? Do you know who you're talking to when you say stuff like that? But anyway, I'm going to read the letter probably the next episode, maybe. But it was pretty long. And this was not from a man. It was from a woman. Okay, it was from a woman. So that's kind of crazy, kind of strange. But you see me, I got my hair wrapped up. When it starts to get cold, if anytime I'm on camera, you will see my hair in a scarf. That's just the way it is. You're going to see it in a scarf. But I affirm that you received everything that you needed today to encourage you. I also affirm that every lesson you needed to learn, you absolutely learned it. And I am grateful for that. Hit me up on www.YaYa.AskDrYaYa.com. You follow me on Facebook, Ask Dr. YaYa. We're going to get right into this because I think this is a very good question. I think it's a very interesting question. I think this question is something that everybody wants to know. Well, mostly everybody. I mean, people who are dating, they want to know. And I'm going to give you 30 minutes of practical wisdom and common sense. This is what we are here for because it's what I do. I mean, I'm YaYa. What you mean? So here's the question. Dear Dr. YaYa, I went on a date. The date was fine. Everything went well. 15 minutes into dinner, he flipped his phone over. I guess he had it on the table. He flipped his phone over on the table. Does that mean he has something to hide? Are you serious? So now this is where we get into don't date these types of people. If you're out here dating and you have a desire to date, we're going to talk about not dating a certain type of people. So this person wants to know if you're on a date and she just happens to be on a date with a man. But if you're on a date with anybody and their phone is on the table, the dinner table, and they flip it over, does that mean they have something to hide? That was the question. Absolutely not. Because you should not have a phone at the table when you're having dinner anyway, especially if you're on a date with someone. You shouldn't have your phone. Hell, if you're at home spending quality time with somebody that you love, you shouldn't have your phone there. It should be someplace else. But in this day and age, a lot of people don't get that. They just don't get it. So no, that doesn't mean that he has something to hide. It could mean he has something to hide. But I mean, my goodness. But absolutely no. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It doesn't mean that. I think we're getting a lot of our dating advice and tips from these social media memes, and that's not quite right. That's certainly out of order. So let's get into the don't date these types of people. The first person you don't want to date is people who care about what other people think. You don't want to do that. Hey, what's going on, Chris? It's good to see you. You do not want to date people who worry about what other people think. You know why? Because they will begin to change not only themselves to please other people, but they'll absolutely try to change you to please other people. Anytime you're with someone and they're always concerned about, oh no, we can't go over there, sweetie, because so-and-so is over there, and they might think this about us. We can't go. It's the same people who hide. I knew a lot of Christian people when I was growing up who wouldn't go into the liquor store, but they will pay somebody else to go into the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't act like y'all don't know people like that. Come on, y'all got family members. Don't act like it's just me. So don't date people like that, because they'll always be changing. It'll be nothing solid. They won't appreciate who you are and what you guys do. Oh, we can't, you guys may want to role play one night and, want to go to for real, Chris, you might want to go to the sexy adult store and all of that. And you worried about Sister Lulu seeing you going into the adult store. You can't date people like that. If you can't be free with the person that you're dating, don't date. Why are we dating if we have to hide to go into an adult store? Why are we dating if we have to hide, in the drugstore, if we have to hide that we're getting KY jelly? What the hell is wrong with you people? Don't date someone who's always concerned about what other people think. It won't work out. It won't work out because they'll be making excuses, and then, they won't be as free as they could be. And that's a whole other story. It's a problem. It's a problem when you date people like that. You just don't do it. It's not a good idea to date people like that. The second thing is that you don't want to date people who want to go through your phone. Just getting back to this question about, did he have something to hide? You don't want to date anyone who has a desire to go through your phone, your email, your social media passwords. Don't date anyone like that. Why? That's a big red flag of, I have these glaring and blaring insecurities. I want to know every move that you're making because I'm not sure of what this dating and this relationship is doing. So I need to see it. Right? Don't do it. If they did not place their trust, which we discussed trust, right? They placed that, but apparently they didn't place that confidence in you. So if you don't place any confidence in me, and I've said this time and time again, it's not up to me to prove to you that I'm okay. I was an individual before we met. I will be an individual by the time all of this is all over. Period. So you don't want to date someone who says, okay, I need your password. It would be a very big problem for me. It would. I mean, I'm not dating anybody, but I will though. I will. But you cannot come up to me and say, YaYa, what's the pat? Well, I don't do a lot of social media, but YaYa, what can I have a code to your phone? For what? This phone says YaYa's phone. It doesn't say your phone, sir. Why would you want to be in my phone? No one calls you on my phone. If someone is calling you on my phone, I will hand it to you. Until then, okay? Until then, you don't do that. That's not a problem. You don't look into anybody's phone. I don't think that's not appropriate. That's not appropriate. Let me see what's in your phone. That is not something that should be done. So you don't want to date anyone who does that. You don't want to date anyone who does that. You don't want to date anyone. I need a password to your Facebook or your email. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to do that. Chris says, let's put this up for Chris. Chris says, OMG, I'm having that problem with the chick I'm dating now. Well, she just let you know that she has some insecurities. That's all she's telling you. She's saying, I got some insecurities and I want to see what's going on with you. I don't fully trust you. I want to see who you're talking to. You have to let her know, look, I'm an individual. I do what I do. This is, can I live? Can I breathe? After a while, though, on a more serious note, after a while, when things start to happen like that, you start to feel resentful toward people. You start to feel resentful toward people. Oh, she's very confrontational. Listen, that's an issue. That is a very big issue. When you have someone who's insecure and confrontational, that's how we get so many YouTube videos of people fighting. That's why we get a lot of world star, okay, because of insecurities and confrontation. That's not a good thing. It's not a good look. It's certainly not healthy. That's not something that you want to be involved in when we consider the type of person that we want to date, a type of person that we want to see, a type of person that, hey, how you doing, money? A type of person that we think we want to be with. No, you can't go through my phone. What kind of no, what email address? Who is emailing you? The only reason why you would have to have access is if someone is trying to contact you. Okay? No, we're not doing that. No, that's not anything that we do. Okay? So you don't want to date anyone like that. The third thing, this is the third thing. And I think this is one of them. All of these are important, but I think this is something that you really have to be mindful of and really pay attention to, because it can be so subtle. Like the first two are kind of overt, like, give me your phone, what's the password, what's the code, or oh, we can't go into the sex shop because somebody might see us. Those are overt, but this one is kind of subtle, and that is this: you do not want to date people who don't have anything kind to say about themselves. You don't want, no. You do not want to. Well, let us go back, because I see what Fred said. Let's check out what Fred said. Fred said, my wife went through my phone. She won't do that anymore. Her feelings were hurt. You know what, Fred? Could you call me? Could you call in and tell us this story? When I put the phone number up, because we want to hear the story. Well, I want to hear the story. If I want to hear the story, I think y'all want to hear the story too, right? I want to hear. Okay, I really want to hear, really, what happened when she went through your phone and her feelings are hurt, because he said she won't do that again. What did our grandparents say? Our grandparents always say, if you look for it, you'll find it. Anybody have grandparents that would say that? If you look for it, you're going to find it, right? So, that you want to be careful of that. But now, getting back to this third one, like I said, this one is very subtle, but I know, money, I want to hear the story too. I'm going to have to, if Fred sends me a yes and says that he will call in, I am going to give Fred the number for him to call in, because we need, how we get down. This is what we did. So I want to hear the story, Fred. And it's good to see you, Fred. But yeah, don't date people who have nothing good to say about themselves. They don't have a kind word to say about themselves. I'm going to give you an example. If he says, wow, you know what? I am just too skinny. I wish my chest were like, I know you look at those other men. I know I don't look like them. That's a problem. That is a problem. If she says, oh my goodness, I know I'm fat. I know I'm fat. I don't know why you deal with me, because I know I'm fat. Not a good thing. Because what's going to happen is that they're always going to lean on you for validation. They're always going to lean on you. And the first time you miss saying, oh no, baby, you're beautiful. And let me tell you something. It's one thing to be in a relationship with someone and tell them that you admire them and that you love them and you think that they're beautiful. It's another thing to be in that relationship and you're obligated to say it. Like you just have to say it, because if you don't, they're going to come back and say, you didn't tell me I was pretty today. And since you didn't tell me I was pretty, I don't know if you really love me. Y'all, come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm telling you. That is a burden to carry. And it's not yours to carry. It is not your burden to carry. So you don't want to date. Hey, sis, how you doing? You do not want to date someone who's always got this problem with themselves. And then you have to go and say, oh, no, baby, you're not fat. I love you. Oh, baby, you're not, don't worry about your knees. Your knees are fine. You got some sexy knees, girl. Or, oh, come on, babe. I love your chest. Ain't nothing wrong with your chest. You got a big manly chest. Okay. That's enough. Okay. All right. Thank you, Chris. Raquel, and she's over here too. Oh, look at me. Raquel, Chris says hello. Okay. She going like this. Oh man, I might have Raquel even, get on the mic and say what she has to say, because she might say, what, that Dr. YaYa just be putting me through. She be telling a story, y'all. She would be telling a lie, a full-blown lie, I tell you. But that's my girl. That's my girl. So this right here is very important, because you don't want to feel like you're burdened to tell someone they look good. Oh, honey, you're handsome. Oh, well, baby, my beard is kind of scruffy. It don't look like his beard. Well, baby, your beard is fine. We don't have time to do that. When we're doing that, we're not communicating, Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with me saying, baby, you look good. I love the way that shirt looks on you. Hey, it's okay to do. But if I have to keep doing it, if I have to keep going over the same thing over and over again, you don't want to date anybody. If you don't have any kind words for yourself, how are you going to believe those nice and kind words from me? And then that's a whole other problem. Right? Don't date anyone who's always so critical of themselves. Because I tell you, you're going to feel like you're the therapist. You're going to feel like, man, every day we get up, this woman talks about, my hair is not good enough. My nails are not good enough. I hate my skin. And he's getting up talking about, well, you know what I think? I think my stomach is getting a little too fat and I can't run the way I used to run. And my back is bothering me all the time. And you don't hug me no more. No. Wouldn't work. Certainly wouldn't work for me. Okay. So you don't want to do that. Oh, Fred said yes. I didn't see it. Oh, Fred. Oh, gotta love Fred. I appreciate you, Fred. I want you to call in and give us the details as to what happened when the missus went through your phone. And her feelings are hurt right now. Let me make sure that I absolutely get your call. Okay? I'm going to make sure. All right? That I get your call, Fred. Fred, we love you. We embrace you. Okay? Waiting on that call from Fred. So, yeah, you don't want to date anyone that has a problem with talking to themselves and giving themselves some comfort. I think I shared this before. Every morning that I get up, I look right in the mirror and say, YaYa, you are beautiful. You are magnificent. Today is a great day, girl. You are going to be productive. I say that. That's what I say. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Everybody is not going to always how can I say, everybody's not going to always encourage you. They're not, you have to do that for yourself. So don't date anybody who cannot say a kind word about themselves or to themselves. The fourth thing, we are on number 4. They want to rush the relationship. No. Don't date anybody who wants to rush a relationship. You went on 3 dates and now she's talking about what color she wants in the nursery. You went on 3 dates and he's holding your hand, telling my girl, I love you. I think you my soulmate. You might be my twin flame, girl. No, you a lying wonder. We're not doing that. Don't date anybody who likes to rush things. Don't do it. Don't date anybody who likes to put pressure on you to take the relationship someplace that you have no desire for it to go. Right? Uh, wait a minute. Chris say, OMG, get out of his relationship. Chris, I'm here to help the people. You know, that's what I do. I'm here to give you what you need. Okay, I'm giving it all to you. But so that's it. You don't want to date anybody who wants to rush it. You don't want to, like, we just met. I don't even know you like that. What do you mean? You know, what are you talking about? What are you saying? You know, I cannot wait for Fred. Fred, I need you to call Fred. Fred, we need to hear about it. But so that's the thing. That is it. That is what you don't want that. You know, they're already talking about, I love you, and you know, on a point of being stalkerish. Anytime somebody is pressing you to put a label on something, or pressing you to move ahead and rush some things, you don't want to date that person. So when they start that, you tell them right then and there, listen, we either need to slow down or we need to totally stop, because this is scary. This is messing with me. This is not, yeah, this is not what I'm trying to get into. Now, maybe some, you know, let's have a little time to get to know each other. But anytime a person pops up on the third date talking about, oh, I had a dream about you, and I was wearing white and you were in a tuxedo, like, hey, hold on, little moccasin, I'm gonna need you to pump your brakes. So don't date anyone who's trying to rush relationship, pressure relationship, or anything like that. Whew, that's amazing. That's kind of crazy. All right, now this fifth one right here. This fifth one, very, very important. Different financial values. That's right. I said it. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Why would I bring that up right now? Why, YaYa, do you have to bring up money? Why? Because it's huge. It's huge when you're dating. It's huge when you're in a relationship. Listen, don't date anybody who has a different financial value than you. If she says, oh, baby, you know what? I just love a Birkin bag, and the cheapest Birkin bag is $9,000. And you say, well, we can take this $9,000 and put it on a down payment of a house, or we can invest it. See how that doesn't really go together? So you got to get rid of, she has to get rid of you. Okay? You cannot date someone who does not have the same financial values as you do, because it's going to cause stress. It's going to cause anxiety. You guys are going to fight. Yes, you're going to fight. Personally, I've said this time and time again, and Chris, you know my motto. I don't mind spending money. I have a problem with wasting money. And I certainly can't date someone who is wasteful. Look, you don't have to impress me. We don't have to go to the restaurant where they selling $300 plates. How about this? Okay. How about we invest that? How about you invest in me? How about that? Because I can feed myself. You know what? I can buy chicken from Kroger for $5.89. You understand me? I don't have to go to somebody's restaurant and eat chicken for $300. Okay? I don't have to do all of that. And then you're absolutely right. That you're absolutely right. You have to watch those gold diggers, because it works both ways. It absolutely works both ways. You can't have, you know, you got a man over here trying to impress people. I want to wear Gucci, and I want to wear Louis, and I want to wear all this other stuff. I'm like, what's the matter with the shoes that you got? If they got soles on the bottom of them, we good. It's okay. You can walk. It's a wonderful thing. Okay, money on for it's a wonderful thing. Like, baby, do your Converse work? Oh, yeah. I'm like, okay, we good then. You don't need any Gucci slides. You don't need any Nike. You don't need any Jordans. You know, no, you don't need all of that. Now, sometimes I agree with that, Tiffany. Tiffany says that's true, right? But it's fun sometimes. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's good to get those gifts. That's why we have holidays like Christmas, if you celebrate it, Valentine's Day, birthdays. That's why we have special days, right? That's the very reason why we have them. So you can get something special. But you are not coming out the gate trying to spend all types of money and we just met each other because I want to impress you. You want to impress me, but you got the Mercedes, but you failed to tell me that you were living in it. I know. If I was at church, I'd say, come on, somebody. But y'all know I'm serious and y'all know I'm right. So we got it is. It's very good to splurge on yourself, but you don't want to do it at the expense of your bank account. You don't want to do that. You want Tiffany laughing at me. You don't want to do that at the expense of your bank account. You don't want to do that with someone who doesn't know what they're doing. I'm gonna give you guys this story, right? When I was married, right? When I was married, and we knew when I was in the Marine Corps, we knew a couple who was also in the Marine Corps. And he kept getting in trouble because of bad checks, right? Kept getting in trouble. Brought his wife in. Now, he married a woman who was from the Philippines, okay? He married a woman from the Philippines. And so they brought him into the office and they asked him, why do you keep cashing these bad checks? You know you're going to get in trouble. You're going to go to the brig, you're going to get put out. So the wife comes in and guess what she says? She says, well, I thought we always had money because the checks, she said the checks didn't run out. So that means that we always had money. So she thought the more checks you had, and people think like this. I'm not kidding, Chris. The more checks you have, that means you have money in the bank. And she would just write indiscriminately without a problem. And he's getting in trouble for all of it, trying to figure it all out. And she said, well, we have the check. We have the check. So the check means we have the money. Don't hook up with people who don't share your same financial values. There was another instance of a woman who would buy things and hide things, right? For real. She would buy stuff and then hide it from her husband. And I don't know where the money is going. And he sit down to dinner and the lights turn off. He was like, I gave you money for the light bill. Oh, I thought I paid it, sweetie. I really thought I paid it, but she didn't bought bags and shoes and umbrellas. So, I mean, it's just crazy. You cannot do that. Do not do that. Sit down with people. There was a time that back in the day, when you dated somebody, the first thing you asked them was, hey, what's your sign? Or something like that, right? In this day and age, you're like, what is your fiscal responsibility? Okay, what's your fiscal responsibility looking like? What's going on? What's going on with your credit score? And it's not a disrespectful thing to say. It's something that you need to know. It's something that you need to know. If you have no regard for your money, I know damn well you won't have any regard for mine. Mine is just free for all. Mine is just like, hey, I do what I do because it's not on me. Who does that? So you absolutely make sure that you date someone who is fiscally responsible, who has the same views that you do. Now, both of you love to see, blow your money fast. Y'all belong together. If both of you are pretty cheap, you guys belong together. But it makes no sense for a person who is frugal to date someone who likes to blow money fast. That causes problems and confrontation and name calling. Doesn't make sense. Do yourself a favor and go buy that pack of 582 chicken and cook it at home. I'm just saying, y'all know what it is, but that's just real. That's just real. It's that time, y'all. So this has been 30 minutes of practical wisdom and common sense. It's what I do. I thank you for joining me. Remember, you are loved, you are valued, and you are appreciated. And I'll see you on the next live. Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.